I'm making this video because of poor performance and poor support from Genasun regarding a GV-5 solar charge controller I purchased late 2017. The solar rig was purchased specifically because of one feature mentioned in the features, and I'll quote it. Radio silence. Most MPPT solar charge controllers broadcast radio frequency noise from the DC-DC conversion circuit. Unfiltered inputs and outputs waste energy and interfere with nearby or attached electronics. Genasun worked to eliminate RF emissions from our line of charge controllers. During third-party testing for FCC compliance, the test engineer asked us, "Is it on?" Mission accomplished. I've been in contact with Genasun support and thought we were making progress until the last 3 or 4 emails I sent remain unanswered for the last 3 to 4 months. I'm now left with no recourse but to obtain a refund via Amazon. I'm unable to tell whether or not this company is fudging its specifications or whether I just got a faulty unit. Either way, the fault combined with the lack of support has been disappointing, and other people who intend to use this unit or buy this unit ought to know about these issues. Genasun is welcome to reply. I've tried reaching out, but I've had no luck. It would be disappointing if this video is what it takes to shake them up, but I'm still open to working with them, and I'll update the notes and possibly make another video if appropriate. The next 2 clips show the issue in action on an ICOM's IC7300 radio. The controller is functioning normally, however the shutter and or camera frame rate makes the LED appear to flicker rapidly. It is the human eye flashing at a steady rate indicating charging. The interference from the controller is seen as spikes in the spectrum and lighter coloured stripes running down the waterfall. There's also a small increase in noise floor in general. All signals are harder to receive with the controller in circuit, and frequencies around the spikes are entirely unusable. I'll leave you now with the clips that I've recorded that demonstrate the issue. Thanks for your time. So got this Genasun GV-5 4S LiFe solar charge controller, MPPT solar charge controller. I've got a 50 watt panel out in the backyard here, and having a bit of a problem with noise from the controller. It has to be the controller. It's not really anything else active. It's a power distribution box behind the controller with a couple of fuses and Anderson power pole plugs. There's nothing active there. Just gives me a way to make sure the battery and the radio is fused correctly. So we'll plug the panel in. A 50 watt panel. Look at the noise floor pops up, and there we go. So the noise floor pops up just across the band in general, and we get these ugly things here. So we're centered on 7150 roughly, plus or minus 500k. We'll zoom in on one of these. That's 2.5k, 5, 10, plus minus 25. There's one right there, right next to 7150. So it's about 10k up from, so it's about 7160. Shifting up and down a little bit there. Wouldn't want to have to try and pick out a signal through that. We don't need to hear that. So that's 50k, 100k, plus minus 250k. So there's a couple of them there. In fact, they're about every 125k almost, spot on. There we go, pretty much just about every 125k. up and down the band. And there's plus minus 500k there. Coarse tuning. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what that is. There we go. So let's unplug the Genasun GV-5. Overall noise floor drops slightly and all those peaks disappear. No error lights on the unit. Plug it back in again. And doesn't start doing it until this LED starts flickering away, I believe, representing a charge rate of less than 3 amps. So, come on, wake up. Another issue that appears to happen from time to time. The panel is in full sunlight at the moment, no shading across it at all. 50 watt, well, claims to be a 60 watt panel, but I've tested it and it's really 50. Well, within the 65 watt spec of the GV-5. There we go. So we're charging again and the peaks reappear. Span. So about 7170, but moving around a bit. About 7170, and then every 125k up down the band. We'll remove the panel again. All goes away. So I'll pop an email over to the ladies and gentlemen at Genasun and see if we can figure out what's going on here, and it'd be wonderful if I could put this to use out in the field. I find the lithium iron phosphate batteries to be pretty good, really, for energy density, weight, and everything. I haven't got a BMS on this battery yet, but that's something I'm going to be adding. So at the moment, I've up until now been charging it with a charger with a balancing function on the charger. But we'll be adding a BMS to the battery and making it a bit more independent. Radio's an ICOM IC7300. Antenna's a buddy pole set up for 70 metres at the moment, and the battery is it's quite a small battery. It's a Zippy brand from Hobby King, generally used for RC stuff, but I found another use for it. It's a 8.4 amp hour lithium iron phosphate 4S 2P battery. So that's the setup. I'll pop an email over to the fine ladies and gentlemen at Genasun, and hopefully this video might help in identifying what's going on. I've got some limited brains and test gear that I could apply if needed, and we'll work together, see if we can figure something out. Thank you very much. Root.
So you, over? Yeah, I'm in Mount Sugarloaf Nature Conservation Reserve. If you chase the park there, the park number is VKFF 2158. VKFF 2158. We're probably been here maybe a bit over an hour. Yeah, I've just got a Kenwood 430. Still pushing out about 50 or 60 watts, I suppose, on this. Just into a dipole, 40 metre dipole. So yeah, it's not bad. It's only about 4 or 5 metres up, but it seems to get out reasonably well. Anyway, let's get back to your contacting, and we'll hopefully get round to seeing you later on. VK3 Celsius, VK3 KOX. Yeah, no worries there. Thanks for calling in. I think you did tell me your name, but I missed it. Could you just go ahead with the name for the log, please, over? The name is Robert. Yeah, QSL there, Robert. Yeah, you did tell me that. Thanks, mate. Thanks for calling in. A little later on, we'll probably be in another park if you're interested in chasing the park there. So we might catch you a little bit later on. Hopefully the conditions are still good as they are now. Q73, VK3 KOX. This is VK3 FLCS, Portable Mount Sugarloaf. Cheers, Robert. Yep, 73, mate.
Robert, you're between 40 and 60 over there, you go.
Yeah, you're about the same.
Mate, when you come back the first time, mate, I thought, who in the Jesus is this?
Yeah, I heard you about 5kc up when I was listening to you.
No worries, mate. Catch you after.
Cheers, mate.
QRZ, this is VK3 FLCS Portable Mount Sugarloaf NCR.
VK.